Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today I am going to be sharing all of the notes that I've been able to write during my Forex trading career. This video officially marks 5 years learning and actually trading Forex. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so I have thought, because now this is going to be my 5th year in trading, I thought to take it all the way back to now where I am currently and actually show you guys all the notes that I've been taking throughout my time in trading. I have quite a number of notebooks over here, including 2 big ones here as well. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try to move as fast as I can so that I don't take too much of your time. So the first ever notebook that I took, so in case you're new to the channel, I started trading in 2021. In May is when I started learning and researching, and then in June is when I actually started to now take notes and actually learn from baby pips and all the other resources that exist on the internet. This book here contains like notes of summaries of interviews that I've watched when it comes to Forex trading. It also has my notes here from baby pips. So the first thing that I did, I usually like to mark out this little triangle, almost like high school. If you're in a Kenyan high school, you know. And I remember just thinking like, what are the topics that are going to be required when it comes to learning how to trade? And so of course I started writing, you know, I should research on candlesticks, history of money, market sessions, being stopped out, all these things. You can see here trend line, strategies, break and retest. We have swing trading, double bottom, RSI, so many things here, and they were just, you know, all over the place because these are things that I was listening from interviews when in May when I was learning on in May when I was watching interviews. So I used to write down just anything that would pop out that would be interesting. I would write it down in this particular notebook. And then here you can see here it's Udemy, and Udemy is actually the site that I used to get a Forex course. It was just like a 1.5 hour type of course, or 2 hours, and these are the notes that I was writing. So here I learned about pips, trend lines, wedges, chart patterns. I am big on chart patterns, guys, till this day, and all of these notes apply to me to this day. So sometimes I just come and read through my notes and see where I've come from, if I still remember Elliott waves, types of levels, structures. This are left blank, support and resistance, which is what I trade today, time frames. Some things I used to leave blank because I can see here that I guess I was to leave it to learn later, or maybe I understood it through another resource, who knows. And then here I was learning about the base quotes. You can see this particular page is very, very messy because there are times anything that would come to my head, I'd write it down. Here I was learning about spreads, I was learning about micro pips. So you can see here, for example, micro pip 10,000, 1 lot, 1 pip, macro mini. Guys, these were tough days. And I was also writing down YouTubers that I was actually watching. So for example, you can see here I have Doyle Exchange, who's actually a YouTuber. I don't really trade how he trades, but I used to like him because of just his mindset and how he used to trade. Again, very, very messy pages. There's a time here you can see I was learning about Dragonfly Doji, the information I still use it to this day. I also have a video on candlesticks that you should watch out for, and that's actually a really, really important video. So learning methodology, you can see here I had Udemy, I had baby pips, I had FX Academy. I'm not too sure which FX Academy this was. The Candlestick Trading Bible, Naked Forex, which I've all learned from till this day, forex.com, scalping strategies, and then here it's blank, blank, blank. And then I moved here. What is this? Yeah, breakout strategy. I don't know if this was from Udemy or from another resource, but you can see here I love my trend lines, guys. And what else? New scalping, guys. There was a time I actually learned and actually traded new scalping. There's a time I remember when I was testing out this strategy just for like, I don't know if it was like a month, like, so every day, or not every day, but for the bigger news, for example the CPIs, the NFPs, I'd be there trying to scalp the news, of course on my personal account, because I could not try that on a funded prop firm account. And yeah, it was tough times because you can see here it also has its own rules. 15-minute time frame, put 12 pips above or below price. What tough days, guys. So yeah, I was learning about all this moving averages. I still use moving averages to this day. I love my moving averages, and you can see here I was learning lessons. Here I think I was using another video I had downloaded. Like, there's this trader, I've forgotten his name, but he made like a really, really good video on, you know, moving averages, and that's why to this day I personally use the 20 and the 50 EMA, and I'm yet to make another video explaining how I use the moving averages. So yeah, currencies I would like to trade trade. So this was when I was new, guys. Let me actually see. So here I wrote Euro USD, I wrote Pound USD, I wrote Pound Yen and USD Yen, which I all tried, by the way. And if you've watched my videos on other currencies I'll trade apart from GBP USD, you will see. And you'll also see why I stopped trading them, because now I don't. Now I only trade the Pound USD. Okay, so yeah, what else? Bitcoin. I was also learning about Bitcoin. So this book was very, very important to me, because I would really just, anything I'd listen to, especially in interviews, I would write it down here. And if you are trading with a prop firm account, spreads are something to watch out for, and that is why you need to go to Prop Firm Match. Check out the section on spreads, because it compares different types of prop firms and the amount of spread they have. Spreads sound like something small, but I'm telling you guys, it really affects your entries and your stop losses and your TPs. You want to look out for a prop firm that has minimal spreads, because it'll really affect even your commissions in general. So head on over to Prop Firm Match, see everything, compare all your prop firms, and if you want to, you can actually buy it from the link in my bio. Now, the second book that I used, so this was now after, researching, and of course I was learning from YouTube videos. So at that time, at least in the first year, I had a bit of knowledge. But guys, if you've watched my trading journey was not smooth at all. I was not profitable in the first year, and that is where I went to, that is when I went to bots. Now guys, whenever I look at this book, this one gives me the most heartbreak, because I was testing out those bots, and specifically those are, in case maybe you're wondering what bots I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the EAs, I'm talking about the bots that are used for synthetic indices. And these were, you could run them on a site called deriv.com, where you can actually trade, the synthetic indices, the volatilities, the V100, V75. I used to trade all of those guys. And this particular bots that I had, I actually got them from other traders online, especially here in Kenya, because they were trading with bots a lot. And I remember thinking like, man, this manual trading that I've learned from Baby Pips, I had really high hopes that from all the things I'd learned, I'd be profitable, but no. So I ended up going to bots, and you can see here, this is now the notebook that I was using to test bots. There's a time I knew how to code them. So every time I would code a bot, I would test it out and see how long it can run and actually give me profits. Guys, let me not lie, these were the darkest days ever, because there are times, even before I put money, I was testing it out, and I was trying to see, like, for example, over one, and this was using digits. So it's not like the usual type of bot that's running on a currency pair that's buying and selling. This is now using the ticks and the digits from the actual figures of the prices of currencies. So I was testing it out. Here I was writing all my results and trying to compare which one works. And I even had like a section here where I'm writing like semi-finalists, and I'm just like, fam, over 3, even, odd. Guys, when I tell you this took time, this really took time, and this, I would say, like almost took like half a year of my energy and my time and my resources. This is where I lost the most money, because with the bots, once you plug them in, they start running, and when it starts to run, it can eat all your money up in those seconds. So this was tough times, guys. So you can see here, testing out everything, and that is why even to this day, when somebody talks to me about bots, I'm just like, fam, I do not want to go there. So yeah, tough times. The bots did not work, long story short, and this book here is a reminder of me to never go back there, because I'm never going back. Okay, now let me go over to my second book my third book before I come to this one. So this here is another book that I had. So anytime I wanted to maybe separate topics that I'm learning from the markets. So for example, with this first book, this was more of trading in general, like all the concepts in general. And then I was like, maybe now I need a bigger book, because now after the bots failed, I was like, I need to go back to the drawing board. So I ended up getting this particular book. It's quite big, and what I was doing is now learning about now specific topics that I felt I did not understand during my first time of learning. And here you can see I had risk management. I used to leave these empty because I was also watching YouTube videos. Leverage was something that took me a bit of time to understand, and then there was a day it finally clicked. And I remember it was at night after reading, I'm like, what does it mean to have a leverage of 1:30, 1:100, 1:1? And it clicked, guys. I'm not sure if I can explain it in a professional way, because I'm not really a professional trader or a teacher, but I understood it. And let's just say leverage is something that you need to watch out for, of course, depending on how you trade and how big your position sizes are. For me, I would prefer the lowest leverage, because I'm not trying to stack trades, because it can also backfire when it comes to capital. I was learning about margin calls. Guys, I have gotten so many margin calls. My broker was probably tired of me. Every time it will be email and email, position sizing. So you can see sometimes you're left blank because maybe I'd add like, more information as I run along. I mean, yeah, run along with my journey, I guess. So yeah, I'd leave them. Mistakes when setting stop loss. This was also something else that I decided to learn. There's also a time where I learned about ICT concepts, and you can see here, I actually have the date here, which is 13th of February 2024. So you can see this was after now the bots and after learning about baby pips. So I was like, I need to focus because now I need to be serious when it comes to currencies. And I started learning about different ways and people different reasonings. So guys, I started learning about ICT concepts in 2024. This not this year, but in 2025 in December, that's when I started learning about smart money again, just because there are maybe a few topics that I liked that have stuck with me. So yeah, I decided to learn a bit. You can see it's also blank. So usually I come back to these books every time maybe I'm learning on a resource. I will come back to this book and I'll fill in any new things that I'm learning. What else here? You can see there's a time I also started smart money again. Now this here is in December, and you can see this is now 18th. I usually like to write the dates as well. 18th December 2025, started learning smart money concepts. I'm not a smart money trader, but I do like the reasoning that it gives behind price movements. Actually, out of all the things that I've read in terms of smart money, I like the fair value gap, and I like the is it order block or demand, support and demand, no, supply and demand. Yeah, something like that. But let's say the one that I read and I actually liked was the fair value gap, which I use in Confluence when it comes to also the Fibonacci, the moving average, support and resistance. So yeah, but I'm still learning about smart money concepts, and you can see here I was actually learning backwards. So anything even from today, if I learn, I will be putting it on this blank sort of pages here, and I'm excited to fill them up. Okay, so now, after learning smart money, I started backtesting because now I was like, I had to sit down with myself, I had to clear all those currencies. So this was, I believe, I think in 2024, well, in 2023 is actually when I settled on trading the pound USD, and then I started learning, and then I took this other book and started backtesting. At this time, I could not afford the Trading View, the premium one. So what I used to do is I'd enter with two emails, my email and my mom's email, and I would try and use that to at least get a free 1 month backtesting, trial, because they give you a free 1 month. And I'd take advantage, and I'd started backtesting my strategy, my support and resistance trading strategy on the 1 hour time frame. I do not have a special trading strategy, guys. I trade support and resistance on the 1 hour or 4 hour time frame. The candles have to close, and of course with support and resistance, we're only looking at rejections or break and retests or chart patterns, which is just how I trade. Nothing special, guys. And when I make my video on my strategy, you'll see it is not going to be anything extraordinary. It's just what I've learned, and that's what has stuck with me throughout the years. So yeah, I was testing out my strategy here. You can see I do it a bit manually. When it comes to backtesting, I like to write it down. So this is how I used to write my things. I'd label week 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is now Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What did I get on that day? I'm not too sure about these results because this was in I don't know when I was testing this, but I'm still going to be testing this year again, which is 2022. So I'm interested to see how I backtested that time, and now if it'll actually give different results. So that will be interesting. And then now this final book that I have here, this is also another book where I also backtest as well. So this has been, I started backtesting again in December. And in December, what was happening? Yeah, I was just backtesting, and you can see here, even from December, you can see my results. Sometimes my results give like a 3% per month, February 5%. So usually with backtesting, it can give you like realistic results of what to expect even with your strategy. So that's why even for me, I don't have very high expectations. Usually I know, I have not had an unprofitable month yet. Of course they do happen, but since this year, guys, I have not had an unprofitable month. But from my testing, I do know that there are times I can have 0 to around maybe 12%. It hasn't happened of late, but yeah, from my results, you can see here, it's nothing crazy. Sometimes I have a 5% month, which is good enough for me because I'm really hoping to like scale my account. And of course, when you have a big account, even a 2% in a month is still good, guys. So yeah, you can see here, this is in 2022. So this is the year that I was backtesting. I'm still going to go back again and continue, because usually with backtesting, you want to at least backtest 100 trades, and that will give you like your win rate and also your edge. So yeah, I'm still backtesting. I love to backtest, guys, but sometimes I don't know, it feels too real and I get stressed out. I don't know what happens. And then here at the front of this book, I was learning about prop firms. So this was something you can see here. It was just, this is actually a pretty recent one in April. It's still blank, but mostly I've been watching YouTube videos. So I am yet to continue writing and, you know, sharing everything that I learned about prop firms. So yeah, guys, this is all my trading books in the 5 years of me trading. All these books represent a year in my trading, as you can see. I appreciate them so much. I will never throw them away. I remember there's a time I really wanted to throw this book away, guys, because it just made me so sad because I put so much effort, guys. I put so much effort, and for me to not get a single thing after, you know, testing out those bots for all that time and losing so much money, because here testing this when I was putting real money, this is where I lost the most amount of money. And it might not be much to somebody else, which is why I won't mention the figure, but to me, guys, it was a lot, the most I have ever, even with prop firms being scammed, this one. But I'll keep it because, you know, it might help me, and maybe even somebody who's even interested in bots, I could probably give them 1 or 2 insights before they get into that, if they will, but I would recommend you to not. Yeah, so that is it, guys. All my notebooks here represented. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you a bit of insight in terms of just my trading journey in general. I love to write notes. I love to learn. I'm still learning to this day. You've seen my blank page on this one. I'm still going to continue writing if I get a resource that I like. I like writing notes. I usually have like a big pencil case where I'm writing all my notes when it comes to trading. Again, I'm not a full-time trader. I'm a part-time trader. I'm in the film and theater industry, so whenever I have time, usually depending on the project, sometimes I can learn even during the day, sometimes in the morning. It just depends on my projects, but I usually have time to learn about Forex. At least 2 to 3 hours in a day I am doing something Forex related. So yeah, that is it for the end of this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.